Good afternoon on the National News this hour from BGI TV Current. First are the major headlines. Applicant convicted of drug fraud not qualified for student loan. Tinubu. Senator Ndume nominates Akpabio for Senate President. NNPCL issues directive to marketers to refund new price. MK Abiola's family demands presidential entitlement from Tinubu. And lastly, on sports, why Auburn Boniface were not invited. Now the news in detail. Following the signing into law student loan bill by Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led administration and aide to the president, Dele Alake has said anyone convicted of any drug-related offense or fraud would not be allowed to access the loan. Recall that during his campaign, President Tinubu expressed his commitment to advancing education and nurturing the potential of the youth. Speaking at the British Royal Institute in London, he emphasized the importance of young people as the nation's most valuable asset. Alake was quoted to have made his submission Monday in company of other close aides of the president, including Tunde Rahman, Abdulaziz, as well as the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Education, David Adejo. A student can be disqualified from accessing the loan if he is proven to have defaulted in respect of any previous loan granted by any organization. 2, he has been found guilty of exam malpractices by any school authority. 3, is convicted of felony or any offense involving dishonesty or fraud. 4, he has been convicted of drug offenses. And 5, any of his parents has defaulted in respect of student loan or any loan granted to him or her, like he was quoted as saying.
The President, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, signed into law the Students' Loan Bill. This is a promise made during the presidential campaign by the then candidate, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that he will bring back the issue of the student loans issue onto the front burner. And today, that promise he made has been kept. He has just signed that bill into law, which henceforth will allow or enable our indigent students to access the federal government loans to fund their educational pursuit.
Senator Ali Ndume has put forth the name of Senator Godswill Akpabio as a contender for the prestigious position of Senate President. Information report that Senator Akpabio has graciously accepted the nomination. There are only 2 candidates, Senators Godswill Akpabio and Yari, vying for the position of the Senate President. Senator Yari was nominated by Senator Elisha Abo. The inauguration of the 10th Senate and the 10th House of Representatives took place simultaneously within the hallowed halls of the red and green chambers, which eventually the result proving that Senator Godswill Akpabio has been elected as the 10th Senate President. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has issued a fresh circular to all marketers on how much they will pay to get petroleum products. This came about 2 weeks after the federal government announced the removal of fuel subsidy. Information reports from NNPCL Retail in a circular released on Sunday and obtained directed marketers to consider merging their old orders which carry the old fuel price in order to buy a truck of 45 million liters of oil. The information gathered that marketers had before the deregulation order 1 truck of petrol for about 7.7 million naira. However, the new circular by the company advised marketers who had probably ordered 3 trucks of 7.5 million naira to match their orders to ask for a refund. Also, there is an option for cash refund. Marketers who are interested in initiating this option should send in official request addressed to the MD NNPCL Retail. The request should include evidence of payment and order details, RRR number, sales quotation number, and meter ticket number. Upon receipt of official request together with the above supporting documents, your refund request will be processed. The memo from NNPCL Retail read in report. Going on to the next story. The secretary of MKO, Abiola's family, Amin Abiola, said the family expects President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to pay the presidential entitlement of the deceased. Amin addressed reporters on Monday at a prayer session at the MKO Abiola family house in Bagura, Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. Former President Muhammadu Buhari conferred Nigeria's highest honor, GCFR, on the business mogul who won the annual June 12, 1993 presidential election. The family said beyond payment of entitlement, they look forward to seeing the government implement the promises Abiola made to Nigerians. Amin noted that they believe the current administration would ensure that all incentives due to Abiola get to the family. This government has the capacity to ensure that all incentives that are due to Abiola family gets to us. I believe this government will do everything to make sure that we get what we should have gotten from previous government, he added. Governor Dapo Abiodun, represented by his deputy, Naimat Salako Oyedele, said Abiola lived a good life worthy of emulation. The governor charged Nigerians to learn from his good deeds as he always followed the tenets of God in all his activities while on earth.
But government can still do more. The money they are owing this man before they refuse to pay, they didn't pay it tomorrow. But thank God to President Muhammadu Buhari that feel deemed fit to honor him, Abiola, and remember him. And President Buhari makes wrong to be right. I'm sure my president knew what I'm saying.
I will appreciate if the government can do more to the nation and the people entirely. People are suffering. The poverty is going higher every day. They should try and do something so that people will have the feeling of government.
Our son here in Ogun State, and a son that we are very proud of. And even before Mr. President declared this day, in Ogun State and in the Southwest, we have been commemorating this day every year, on the day that the Nigerians voted for him wholeheartedly and right across the country to be the president of this country. Unfortunately, the mandate was denied, but now we can look back and try and emulate the virtues and the principles that our late father, Bashir M. Abiola, stood for.
From that story, we go to the next story. The police command in Bauchi has confirmed that gunmen killed one person and abducted 3 others, including 2 community leaders in Ningi local council area. Police spokesman Ahmed Wakil confirmed the development in an interview on Monday in Bauchi. He said the gunmen attacked a community known as Balma, killing 1 person and kidnapping 3 others, including 2 community leaders, late on Saturday. Mr. Wakil said the 2 community leaders were a village head in the Balma community, a ward head in the Bakutumbe community, and 1 other person who was also abducted. The spokesman said the command had, on Sunday, received a report from East Balma outpost that gunmen had attacked the village. They shot periodically and took away the village head, Abdullahi Husseini Saleh, who is 48 years old, the police spokesman said. And to end the national news this hour is a sports story. Jose Pesaro has expressed why Gift Orban and Victor Boniface did not make Super Eagles 23-man squad for the 2023 AFCON qualifier against Sierra Leone on Sunday. But Orban and Boniface were remarkable for Gent and Union St. Gallios in the Belgian last season, respectively. Orban netted 15 goals, made 2 assists in 16 appearances, despite joining Gent in January 2023. As for Boniface, he bagged 7 goals, got 7 assists in 31 games for his side. Despite their impressive form, both were not invited for the match day 5 game built for Monrovia, Liberia. Speaking to journalists after the Super Eagles' first training session on Monday inside the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, Lagos, Pesaro said both players are still in his plans. I called 19 foreign-based players, and if I had the chance to call more, of course, Orban and Boniface will be called, but I understand the situation at the NFF and I need to call 19 players, and for a decisive match, it's better I call the players I know better, he declares. With the sports story, we end the national news this hour for BGI TV Currents. Before we end the news, some headlines. Applicant convicted of drug fraud not qualified for student loan. Tinubu. Senator Ndume nominates Akpabio for Senate President as the result comes out to name Senator Godswill Akpabio as the Senate President for the 10th National Assembly. NNPCL issues directives on marketers on refund new price of petrol. And to the next headline, MKO Abiola's family demands presidential entitlement from Tinubu. And on sport, why Auburn Boniface were not invited. For more updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is BGI TV Current. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access all of our broadcasts. For advert placement, goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen. Thank you for watching. I am Maureen Kabila Lawan. Good afternoon.